Hey, welcome back. It's Gary from Videoguys. Today's show, Videoguys Live, 3 p.m. on Tuesdays. We give you 15, 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes or an hour. We talk about the technologies we sell, the products we sell, and what's going on. Today's show, I think, is real important. If you are a live performer, or you have a restaurant or a bar that has live performance in it, or you have an event space, or if you have a bar or restaurant that doesn't have live performances in it, I really want to talk about how important this is. I think one of the things that we have all missed over the past year is not just getting together and congregating with each other, but seeing live music, live shows, you know. And we're a way away from having live performances where it's, you know, a theater program, Broadway theaters and stuff like that opening up. But what I do think we can start seeing is we need to start giving musicians and performers a chance to earn some money. And by the same regards, those of you with restaurants and bars that can be open need to understand that streaming is a way for you to increase your reach, strengthen your brand, and actually generate more revenue. So let's jump right into the show. And that is why is it important to add live production to your bar or restaurant? Well, let's talk about this. You can reach your audience when you're closed because people can watch the clips anytime. You can expand your content on social media and other platforms, and that's how you market. You can expand your revenues with e-ticket events and pay-per-view. You can stream your event to multiple venues, and the living room is now the standing room only. But this is, I really want to talk about this. I want you to think about this in the perspective of what's going on. Streaming, I think a lot of people who own a bar or restaurant thought people wouldn't come to their bar or restaurant because they'd watch it from home. And I think you've got this upside down and wrong, and it's time to really think this and think about it. If you can't fill your facility right now, 25, 50% occupancy, whatever it is, so why not pick a space where you can allow a performer, even if it's just a gal sitting on a stool with a guitar or a couple of guys playing together, you know, one guy on drums, one guy on a keyboard, you know, give it a chance. And what I think you got to realize is by you streaming this live music from your venue, you can build an audience. The clips that you post can live on YouTube, could be on Facebook, on social media as a way to present what you are. Of course, you know, if you're a Mexican restaurant or if you're a steakhouse or if you're just a bar and grill, you know, talk about what you are and what you have there. But I think it also creates a chance to create a space where those musicians want to play, and it gives them a chance to get known a little bit better, and it builds your brand so that now when the time comes for the world to open back up, you're known as a cool space to go watch cool music and hang out. So we're going to teach you how you can do this. And it's not an all or nothing thing. You can get involved in this at an easy level or get a little complicated. In fact, we have a guy we work with, Barris, over at Snoz Media, and you might have seen he did a live view solo clip where he went out to a field. Well, he did a project where he had him do a multi-camera shot on location from a bar in this COVID world. So let's roll this little clip about what he did, and then I'll come in and narrate what's going on there. RGB. All right, so there you saw it. It's the RGB mini. I'm not on the screen right now, but it's cool. We'll get the shot going. What Barris has going there, you're just showing a screen. Did we freeze? No. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on here because I'm not on the screen. All right. Nope. Still not. I'm not on the screen. You're still showing the video full screen. Okay, here we are. All right, see, sometimes things get a little goofy. So what we had here was Barris went on location. What he was using was this little puppy that we've done a bunch of shows on. The YoloBox is a multi-camera switcher, and he was able to switch and stream from that bar location very easily, multiple cameras, and it was a super cool show. The musicians put up their PayPal, so they raised a little bit of money for the tip jar, and they were able to keep going. And this was something that was super cool that you could do, and he was the only person in the bar, folks. He was doing a promotion as a live streaming event, and it went really cool. And we have a separate video where he really walks through a little bit more in depth of the detail of how he did that. And I believe that's going to be posted. I think it got hung up because Barris went to the Super Bowl, so he's finishing up, he's going to be there. But that was a really cool example of a very inexpensive multi-camera shoot. And in fact, what we're going to go into a little bit later is a rundown of all the gear he used to do that shoot, to talk about how you can do that as yourself as a musician or in a venue. So let's talk about what's going on and one of the cool things that you could do. Number one thing is that, we sell PTZ cameras and EPTZ cameras. This is an EPTZ camera, and I've talked about this several shows. It's the Panasonic UE4. Now the way, if we could bring this up full screen, because the animation is pretty cool that's going on, what it does is it shoots 4K, but from that 4K image, it can pull a region of interest in HD, so it looks like you have multiple cameras with close-ups. So if you look what's going on, that's one fixed camera shot in the back of the room, but I can focus in on the guitarist. I can focus in on the gal on the keyboards behind, the vocalist, whatever I want. Now, we have several EPTZ cameras where I really like those, and why I really like these is, let's say you're in a tight spot and you got a little bar or restaurant where you normally just want to put your musician in a corner or in a side room. You can, and just with a camera like this on the opposite wall, you can actually have a production that looks like a multi-camera production where really it's coming from a single source, 4K source, which is really cool. You can stream directly from this camera, or you can have it go into another encoder streaming device to do your streaming. Now, we have several different EPTZ cameras out there, including one that's very cool also. Where is it? Here it is. This is the Huddle Cam webcam that we actually use this in our conference room. Once again, same concept, 4K image, I can cut it down. This is really great for those of you with a really tight space where you want the camera to be as unobtrusive as possible, but have it in a spot where you could pick it up, set it up, take it down very easily, because this you can mount just by using the clip as if it were a conference room camera. So very cool on that. Next, I want to go to, guys, PTZ cameras are real important, and let's remember what a PTZ camera is. A PTZ camera, I'm going to take this BirdDog P100 to show you, can panning, left, right, tilt, up, down, and then zoom in, zoom out. The camera doesn't move, but the lens moves. So with PTZ cameras, you can have robot-controlled cameras to work your show. Now, we have a wide variety of PTZ cameras in a wide range of prices, depending on the connectivity and the distance that you get, 10x, 12x, 20x, 30x from further away. We have HD and we have 4K. But we have three main PTZ camera companies we work with. So I just wanted to talk about each of them a little bit. PTZOptics, that is go-to affordable brand starting at $15.99. They have every kind of connectivity you can need. They have USB cameras, they have HDMI, they have SDI, and they have NDI. And what I really like about the PTZ cameras, folks, is the price, performance, value. It's just number one. The next family we have is BirdDog. Showed you the P100 before. It's an affordable camera. The P200 is their workhorse camera, coming in at $2,700. BirdDog really has focused on this NDI technology, and we've done several shows on NDI. And NDI is what is the next generation of IP live production. Instead of hooking up things with SDI or HDMI cables, you use the single Ethernet cable that you have everywhere. And by plugging into that cable, not only does video go down that cable, but your control, your tally, your PTZ, those other things, even comms, can be controlled through the NDI. So very cool. It's network-based IP protocol that allows you to do video production. Fantastic stuff. Then at the top of the line, we have Panasonic, and we call it Panasonic Pro. And when you're going to a venue that's your local concert venue, a professional sports arena, they're using these Panasonic PTZ cameras. They're at a level above. The movement is smoother. They have superior optics, superior mechanics. And once again, if you're going to have a camera operator actually operating the cameras and moving, that's where the Panasonic stuff comes through. It's different levels of cameras for different levels of budgets. It doesn't mean one is better or worse than the other. It's what's better for you that meets your budget, and you can mix and match. You don't have to use all of one brand or the other. So maybe you want a really good camera from the back of the room, low lighting, versus a camera that's up close. One of the things we can do if you give us a call at 800-323-2325 is you could describe the room to us, give us the dimensions and where you think the cameras might be, maybe even email back and forth a rough little schematic or drawing of it, and we'll help you figure out where is the right place to put the cameras, how to place them, and where to go. So that's PTZ cameras. Next, I want to move to affordable live production systems to get started quickly. Now, these are some really great products that can let you do multi-camera mixing so that you can have 1, 2, 3 cameras, even 4 cameras in the room. So we start with the RGBLink Mini. The RGBLink Mini is available in 2 flavors. It's $299 for the basic unit, 4-camera HDMI mixer, and then the $499 version gives you the addition of PTZ control, and it also gives you chroma key. We've done some shows on this puppy. Then we've got, after that, we've got the YoloBox, a phenomenal product that is an Android device that lets you do the mixing. You can do pictures in pictures. You could also bring in graphics, and it will stream from this device and record. And then the other cool device that I don't think I have up here, no I don't, is the Pearl Nano. And that's a brand new product that's shipping in a couple of weeks. And that is a 2-input recorder streaming device that also gives you presets that you can use. It's more a set it, forget it. But what I really like about the Nano is you can also stream at one setting, record at the other. And these are basic devices to get started. You can see from this pricing, you can put something like that together with a PTZ camera for under $2,000, and you can have a really cool setup for your venue. But then there's more elaborate production quality products that you may want to hit with. Now, the products you see on this page, we've done numerous shows on these. These are items that will give you switching, mixing, graphics, lower thirds. If you're watching our program now, we produce our program on a TriCaster TC1. I don't have the TC1 on the screen over here because it's a little bit overkill and you really need an operator as a trained operator. But these other systems still require someone who knows what they're doing, but you can add a different level of production quality, production value. Like we have our 800 number up there and we're chroma keying and doing the live sets. Well, I would recommend one of these if you've got a venue that's used to doing, concerts from it. And maybe you're producing some great stuff, but you're not streaming. If you're not streaming, like I said, that's the way you can expand your audience, increase your branding. Video on social media sells. You want to show that you are an event space that has live musicians. Well, the best way to do it is have that musician playing in a 30-second or a 15-second clip that you put on Facebook and your social media or Instagram. So the things that we're talking about here as far as advanced production systems, we've got the Epiphan Pearl Mini, which is right over here, a nice little product, or its big brother, the Pearl 2. We have the Telestream Wirecast Gear, and we have the NewTek TriCaster Mini 4K NDI. These are great systems. If you're interested in getting something more elaborate, multi-cameras, graphics, special effects, transitions, give us a call. We've got experts, Adam, Oliver, myself. We can all help walk you through these products and explain to you why one's better than the other, or which one's the best one for your solution. So wanted to hit that. Now we're going to break for the show, and rather than going into products, we're really going to focus on some tech tips, assuming that you're listening to me, you're saying, you know what, I have this restaurant, we used to have music back before COVID, it makes sense to start having music again, and I think I should be live streaming my act, even if I'm just going to put them on for a half hour, an hour, not the whole show. Plus, I think you'll see that when you offer that you can stream in a really cool venue where you've taken care, you make sure the lighting, the sound, the production looks good, maybe you'll have better folks come and better musicians come who'll work for a little bit less because they'll know the benefit they're getting from the streaming. And if you allow them to put the streams that you're producing on their own personal social media and Facebook pages, well, now you get that circle of promotion and branding where every time someone watches, they keep help each other and you all grow together to make it bigger. So let's talk about an important tip that a lot of people want to go streaming, and that is I understand if you don't own a restaurant or a bar, you probably don't have the best internet service. Or if you do, your internet service is more about downloading so that people can download their Instagrams or whatever they're watching, and you're not thinking about uploading. Well, when we're going to stream video, what's most important is the upload. And we need to know that we've got 50 or 100, for our bandwidth. And that's the bandwidth that gets you from the venue up into the internet, the cloud, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're going. However, I want to talk about the bandwidth within the venue. If you're going to be streaming, especially music videos, musicians, you want to make sure your audio video sync is perfect. And the best way to do that is with hardwired internet into your encoder. So if you're going with a single PTZ camera, or you're going through encoders or a mixer, you really want to have that be hardwired into your internet. I know you probably have Wi-Fi in your place, and the one thing I guarantee is that Wi-Fi gets wonky, and then when a lot of people are on it, it's not as good. So I want you to really try to stay away from using Wi-Fi for streaming events from your own place. But I also know that sometimes you just can't get good Wi-Fi, good connectivity where you are in your commercial area. And if that's a problem, we have a solution. And the solution is the LiveView Solo. The LiveView Solo lets you take your bandwidth with you. It uses cellular bonding technology. These are two different cell modems on two different carriers that get bonded together. So the signal goes up to the two cell carriers. Their LRT platform puts it all together, and then it goes super high quality to wherever you want to go, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. So why do I like the LiveView Solo so much for an event space? Because you don't have to worry about getting kicked off of your own internet, which may not be where it needs to be. Also, what I like about this solution is, let's say you're a musician or a band, not the venue itself. Well, if you're going to go on to a venue, the last thing you want to do is plan this whole stream and find out that they don't have the bandwidth that you need to do the job. So when you have the LiveView Solo with you, you know your bandwidth comes with you. It's guaranteed, it's there, it works. All you have to do is plug it in, hit the button, and go, and you're going to get a great HD video quality stream. So let's talk about how you could do that. Let's say you're a musician or a band and you want to play different places, different weekends, and the places have agreed to say, yeah, you could stream video if you want. You know, what do you need? Well, what I would recommend is a little kit like we're laying out here, 1 or 2 cameras. I would recommend you go with a simple switcher mixer like the Pearl Nano encoder or the YoloBox or the RGBLink. And then I would recommend you have a Solo as well, so you don't have to worry about the event space's internet not being up for what you need. You'll always know you're bringing your bandwidth with you. So musicians and bands, produce your own live streaming kit. And also, if we could bring this up again, Adam, because if you're a venue and you want to start with something really basic, the best basic kit we have is 2 or 3 PTZ cameras, maybe 1 EPTZ and a PTZ camera, and a mixer like our RGBLink or our YoloBox. You can really get the job done and have a phenomenal stream that's really going to be superior to someone just streaming with a phone alone. And more than that, it's going to give you some great branding and some great ability to build awareness that your venue offers live music. Let's see what our next tip is. Well, this show's about live music, and this is the most important tip you're going to hear of the whole show, and that is test the audio and verify how it sounds. Not just how it sounds in the venue, but how it sounds on the stream. And this is real important, folks, because if the audio is bad, A, your musicians are going to hate you. B, no one's going to watch it. And C, what's the point? So one of the things I have to stress is you really need to do some practice streams and test how that audio sounds. And also, you may want to bypass whatever mixers you're using and have the musician's soundboard feed directly into your encoder. That's going to give you the best quality sound. You don't want the sound that's coming off of cameras or camcorders. You really want to come off of that soundboard, whatever that mixer is that your musicians are using. So as an example, if your musicians are using soundboards that have XLR outputs, you may want an encoder with XLR, which is one of the advantages of the Pearl Nano that we talked about earlier. But anyway, bad audio will kill your show, so make sure you know your audio sounds great. Have the musicians' audio feeding your speakers within your place, or if they bring their own speakers, and then make sure you run the audio and you test your audio and be careful for things like feedback and ground loops and other things like that. Test your audio extensively before you go live. Now I want to do a little tip when you're doing bands. If it's a band, not a performer, maybe it's 4 or 5 people in ensemble. And number one is, I said this earlier in the show, a single EPTZ camera can be set up opposite the band, and now it can have different preset focuses for the lead guitarist, the lead singer, the drummer, or what have you, which is really cool. But what really works well for a band is tip number 2, and that is to get some other cameras that you could put within the stage that are really close-up cameras, maybe on the drums or on a mic stand. And that could be as simple as a GoPro camera or a USB type camera that's just mounted by the drum kit to be able to just get a different angle, because those super close-ups when you do a band, That's what kind of gives it that old style MTV feel we used to be used to and stuff like that. So number one thing when you're doing the band, you want multiple cameras that you can cut between. So a single PTZ camera, an EPTZ camera is great because you can cut between camera settings as if you had multiple cameras. But if you have a real PTZ camera that moves around, you've got to remember that the movement isn't really going to be so cool during the show. So once again, easy to set up, easy to do, easy to run if you take the time. And remember, if you're doing a band like that, you need two types of lighting. You need your stage lighting for when the people who are there, but you want to do some extra lighting to make sure you've got lighting on those camera shots. There's no point doing a great camera shot of the guitarist if you don't have adequate lighting that you can see his fingers moving on the frets. All right. A stage production, yes, I feel stage productions are going to come back. I don't know if actors will be wearing masks or how we're going to do it, but now we're talking about things like a school play, a theatrical performance, more of a concert, a choir concert, something going on in your school. Maybe they're allowing the kids or the talent to perform together, but they're still not letting people in the venue. So maybe you can only have 20, 30 people in the venue. You want to put your concert on, but you still want to be able to have people watch it. What's a great thing to do? Live stream it. And what better way to do it? With the gear we talked about. Number one, if you got a venue that's over, let's say 50 by 50, you want to have 50 feet by 50 feet or 100 feet, you want a 3-camera shoot. I recommend that at least 2 of those cameras be PTZs. You can easily have a back straightaway camera that's kind of a fixed camera zooming in. We recommend 3 cameras, 1 on each side, 1 in the back. Depending on how your venue's laid out and where your talent is, that'll be up to you. But once again, multi-camera stage productions. We're not going to be able to pack the seats with people, but it doesn't mean that the stage won't be available to have a limited amount of people producing and acting in the performance. Oh, I've been told to hold on. YouTube's still going strong? All right, so I'm going to keep the show going on while Adam tries to build this up. Next, I'm going to talk about live streaming a corporate event space presentation. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you're presenting from your conference room, but maybe, you know, your executive VPs want to make a presentation, a corporate presentation. Well, a switcher with live graphics and multi-cameras will improve the quality. It'll keep your audience more transfixed. A single camera shot just isn't going to do it. And once again, very cool corporate events, picture-in-picture technology to display your speaker and their presentation side by side simultaneously. And this doesn't have to be a big, expensive thing. You can take your corporate space, your boardroom, your conference room, your presentation space, your sales presentation space from a basic kind of Zoom, nothing going on but a single camera. Put a couple of cameras in there, put a mixer in there, and all of a sudden you can get a lot more quality and video production quality from your show. Next, we want to talk about events and performance venues will include schools. Folks, the kids are in school, and eventually the kids are going to be playing sports again, and they're going to be doing plays and the stuff like that, but I don't think they're going to be letting parents and people come and watch those sports. So it's real important that we give a way to still connect with our parents in our community, and the best way to do that is to stream our productions. Stream those productions, those performances, those recitals. The marching band, maybe they can't play football. It doesn't mean the marching band can't be marching out on the field. We can't get multi-cameras out there, stream it, and produce it. So by all means, start planning that way. If you are a sports director, if you are the theater director, if you're the technology director for your high school, for your school district, for your small college, university, start thinking about streaming. While we can't put all the people in to watch the events, the kids deserve the chance to participate. And if they're going to participate, let's let the parents see what's going on by streaming it. So that's my last plug on that. So let's talk about the shows we have coming up. Real excited, February 16th, RGBLink Deep Dive and Bundles. Super excited about that show. We've done a few shows on the RGBLink, and then the next show after that, the 23rd, super cool. We're going to have Paul Richards coming in. We're going to do 2 products from them that are new. The Simple Track 2, that's their new and improved auto tracking PTZ camera, which means, you know, if I'm a teacher or professor, I can walk all over the room and the camera's going to follow me and I can point to boards and stuff like that. I'm sorry, Adam, I was going to do that. And then also, they're coming out with a new joystick that's a next level joystick that's both IP and wire with a whole bunch of cool features and stuff like that. The Super Joy joystick. So we're going to go into that. Folks, I want to thank you. I went a little longer than I thought I would on today's show, and I apologize for that, but I think it's real important to reiterate again. Just because you can't have full capacity in your bar or restaurant doesn't mean you still can't have entertainers coming in and you can stream that entertainment. While you can't monetize it immediately necessarily, you can build your brand, you can build awareness of your restaurant and make sure that people want to come in. And don't think of streaming as being the enemy, thinking of streaming as the most cost-effective marketing tool available for you to have people come to your place, to have better talent want to play in your place, and for more than that, when the world opens back up, be the place that people want to come back to because they remembered, hey, I saw some guy playing, you know, Freebird or Stairway to Heaven or whatever it was that he was playing on guitar and it sounded really cool. So by all means, folks, when you have questions about this, we're the experts. Videoguys.com. You call us at 800-323-2325. We will help you. We can help you with the basic gear, more elaborate gear, whatever you need. We're going to talk to you. We're going to give you the best advice we can to help you get the system that best meets your needs and your budget. So how can you find out and what can you do? Nay, the new lower thirds, let's talk about them. Subscribe to us on YouTube for more great videos. What else can we tell them to do? Like us on Facebook and also participate in our Facebook chats and our windows and our stuff like that. Do we have another one or is that it? That's it. All right, cool. So this is Gary from Video Guys. Like us, love us, pass the word. Live streaming helps you stay socially distant. I'm hoping the world opens up. The weather's going to get nice, but till then, you can still have live music in your venue, and I hope today's show showed you how. Gary from Video Guys, peace.
Video Guys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.